What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. Let's discuss and dive into the first Raw of the new year. Raw Day 1. The first Raw of the new year. First and foremost, I want to say Happy New Year to you guys. Hopefully you guys have a prosperous and awesome new year. Hope you guys have success. Whether it's, starting a new business, looking for a new job, what have you, going back to school, whatever. I just want you guys to be successful. And then, once again, Happy New Year to you guys. 2024 is going to be a good year. It's going to be a good year. So, we got a little bit of news and notes to discuss. Kevin Dunn, he left WWE. This happened on Saturday. And he left. He's gone. So, he's retired. So I assume that Jeremy Borash and a couple others are going to take over the production for WWE. I know there were some clowns online celebrating it and being happy about it. It's like, who cares? Like, the guy's in his 70s. Like, it's not that important, The fact that you're celebrating about that is kind of weird, in my opinion. But, hey, the IWC is full of weirdos. Full of weirdos, if we're being honest. Last little bit of news and notes. Mercedes Moné is going to go to AEW. Take it with a grain of salt. I will believe it when I see her in AEW. If she does not show up on this upcoming Dynamite, she's not coming. She's not. I think it's just a ploy to throw everybody off and everything else. I think she will show up at the Royal Rumble and all that. So I do think she'll show up. If she shows up to AEW, cool. If she doesn't and she goes back to WWE, that's fine. Either way, it doesn't matter. Just, it is what it is. Who cares? Moving on. Let's go ahead and get into the review. Let's go ahead and get into the show. So, we kicked the show off with the first match of the night. That being Becky Lynch versus Nia Jax. Nia bore us to sleep. So, Nia Jax wins via a right hand, and then she goes into the Annihilator for the 1-2-3. Becky Lynch is bleeding profusely from her mouth and a little bit from her nose as well. So, there's that. Nia winning is fine. Becky's a made woman. She's set in stone, so it is what it is. She'll be one of the odds-on favorites to win the Rumble. I'm pretty sure it's going to be either her or Bayley to win as an odds-on favorite. So Becky probably will end up winning the Royal Rumble. And she has a clear-cut path to face Rhea Ripley. Even if Becky doesn't win the Rumble, I'm pretty sure she'll win the Women's Elimination Chamber. She'll win that, and she'll challenge Rhea that way. So there's that. Moving on. So Cody Rhodes, he's out next. He gets on the mic and he says that he has the privilege to being the first superstar to come to this ring and officially welcome you to a very special Day 1 episode of Monday Night Raw. He said it's a new year. He said folks talk about their goals, what they would like to be in 2024. But immediately, he's a bit stuck. He says that he's stuck on Shinsuke Nakamura. He said, we all know that Shinsuke Nakamura is a force to be reckoned with. He was expecting a little bit more before the Nightmare Before Christmas. He thought that Nakamura would be a little bit more sophisticated. He said that he's not stuck on Shinsuke Nakamura on things about, his family and all that comes with the territory. He said he's not even focused on being missed, getting the poison missed by Nakamura. He fought blind, and he's just fine with that. He said he's stuck on Nakamura because, simply put, this should be over. This should be over. And then Cody said, so go ahead, bring your poison mist, bring your poison words, whatever makes you feel like you could stop me from where I want to be. Where I need to be. This because this ends right now. Then Nakamura comes out on the Titantron. He says, Cody 3 times. He says, I never thought it would be so easy to get into your head and become the author of your final chapter. I've whispered the plot in your ear, pushed your character to the brink page by page. I blinded you so you cannot see the ending. Cody, your story doesn't end tonight. I want to give the American Nightmare one more week to dream. I become what you never could be. I finish your story, then I close your book. And then Nakamura then proceeds to mist the camera. So that's pretty cool there. I enjoyed that. That was nice. I'm glad we didn't get Nakamura and Cody last night. I'm glad we didn't get it. I'm glad. So it is what it is. I'm glad we didn't get that. Save it. Next, Jey Uso and Kofi Kingston versus Imperium, Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci. So this match ended via referee stoppage. So Kofi was going to go for a missile drop kick. He connected, and then the way that Giovanni Vinci landed was not good. So referee called for the bell, which was a smart decision. And then Giovanni Vinci, he was receiving medical attention in the corner. So I heard a couple of boos, and I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what are you guys booing? Like, these guys and girls are human. They're human. You can get hurt doing this shit. You really can. So here's sending our best wishes to Giovanni Vinci. Hopefully he makes a speedy recovery. Hopefully he's okay. It was just a freak accident, and at times stuff like this will happen. You know, accidents will happen in pro wrestling. It happens all the time. All the time. So it just happens. But hopefully he'll make a speedy recovery and he'll be fine. Next, we get a video package of Byron Saxton recapping what went down on the WWE holiday tour. So they showed clips of what happened and everything else. That was pretty cool. So I dug that. Pretty awesome stuff. Moving on from that, we get a Miz TV segment. Miz wishes us a happy new year and everything else. He says that he's heard a lot of rumors about the former WWE champion that will be showing up later tonight. He says he's got his speculations, but he's also got his special guest that's been begging to come on the show. So he welcomes us to the most dominant faction in all WWE, the Judgment Day. Then out comes R-Truth. R-Truth. R-Truth is so hilarious. That dude is so hilarious. So they banter back and forth, talking about, like, you know, Little Jimmy, and they reminisce on the past and everything else. And then Truth says, all rise for the Judgment Day and everything else. And then R-Truth says that he's doing, like, the PR work and everything else. Last week he was doing the administrative work. He said, nobody likes Judgment Day. They got a bad resume. So right now, he's trying to make the Judgment Day likable to everybody. And then Jenny McDonough comes out. He starts making fun of R-Truth, saying that he's not part of the group. He's not doing PR for them. He's not the AV guy for the clubhouse. And the Judgment Day would never come on Miz TV ever. So Dom gets on the mic. He says, we're the most dominant faction. And R-Truth points out the fact that Dirty Dom's getting booed in his hometown. He says, that's not right. So that was funny there too. So I enjoyed that. So they continue to banter back and forth for everybody, and then this leads us to a match. Miz mentions that JD McDonough lost the Miracle on 34th Street 2 weeks ago. And Miz and Dom, they spar back and forth on the mic. He said that 2023 wasn't a great year for Miz. He said he's more relevant now than he's ever been. Throughout the adversity, I keep going, and I kept going, doing what I always do. Performing on a higher main event level, creating memories, moments that last a lifetime. It's funny. The only memory that I have of you is last year's getting spanked by your daddy, started around by your mommy. And then he mentioned that CM Punk beat with them around the entire country on the WWE holiday tour, which was great. So basically, like I said, they all continue to make fun of each other and everything else. And then R-Truth was like, let's just go ahead and have a tag match. So this sets up for the Judgment Day versus the Awesome Truth, a reuniting of the faction. I mean, of the tag team in 10 years. So that was really cool. I love that. Really good shit there. So basically, R-Truth turns on JD McDonough. This allowed for Miz to hit the skull crushing finale. 1, 2, 3. Really good stuff there. I enjoyed that. R-Truth is so good. I've always loved R-Truth. Really, really a solid guy. Really solid cat. I loved him since his K-Quick days. So that's cool. Next, we get a pointless KC Square vignette, and then Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, they come into the mix. They want their rematch, and they're going to go to Nicholas Aldis, as Chelsea calls him, and they want their rematch. And then KC Square agreed that that's fine, that's cool, and then they splash some alcohol in the faces of Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. Okay, cool. Next, moving on. Rhea Ripley versus Ivy Nile for the WWE Women's World Championship. Very solid TV match. Ivy Nile had a good showing. The finish came when Ivy was going for a crossbody. Rhea counters with a sick headbutt, and then she hits a sharp knee strike, and then she connects with the Riptide for the 1, 2, 3. Great stuff there. Excellent. Next, we get a CM Punk returns to Raw next week, so that'll be cool. That should be interesting there. Next, then we get Jinder Mahal, who was the main guy that showed up. He was the former WWE champion, and he cut a really solid promo. He mentions that people would be disappointed. I laughed when I saw him. I was like, this is going to be hilarious. So he rips the U.S., talks shit about America. He says, your news, your politics, your social media, it's all the same. Ignorance, misinformation. He said this country was once a superpower, but now it's a joke. But he's going to unify everybody. He's going to be our unifier and everything else. So he berates America in Punjabi, as well as the national anthem. And he continues to do it, and then out comes The Rock. Yes, The Rock. I shit you not. The Rock comes out. The roof blows off the building times 20, and The Rock verbally assaults Jinder Mahal on the mic. He mentions Iron Sheik, says that if Iron Sheik were here, he said this is what he would say and do. He said, "Oh, Rocky, babe, this is who is this no good, dirty son of a bitch, jabroni bastard." That was hilarious. So Jinder Mahal continues to retort by saying that he calls the people jingleistic, which is actually a word. That really is an actual word. So that's cool there. He tells us to look it up. The Rock retorts and says that he's damn proud to be an American. He's come back to San Diego finally. He said they boo him because he's the biggest asshole of all time, walking God's green earth, that being Jinder Mahal. He said nobody likes him. He says, we're all familiar with the resting bitch face. However, this is already an asshole face. Why are you so angry all the time? The Rock had to guess why you're so angry is fair because nobody likes you. You're not funny. As a matter of fact, if you were in one of the Rock's movie, you'd probably be Baywatch. And then Jinder Mahal says he's never watched Baywatch. So Rock does his, it doesn't matter. And then he berates Jinder Mahal some more, trying to, put America down and everything else. He said, don't think for a second that you can run our country down. Freedom of consequence. It's called the government. It's called freedom of speech. He says, Rock continues to go on. Anyway, so The Rock continues to, clown Jinder, make fun of him and everything else. Says that he's jacked as hell, but your balls still aren't there. You're angry, toxic douchebag. Rick Flair has no class, so you left The Rock no choice to whip your candy ass. So, The Rock and Jinder Mahal, they come to blows for a little bit. Mahal gets the upper hand for a quick second. The Rock sells very well. Then The Rock does the spine buster, hits the people's elbow, and then he whoops Mahal with a leather strap, which was great. Then The Rock gets on the mic, shocks the world, and says, San Diego, I love you, Happy New Year. By the way, one more thing. Tonight, after all this ass-kicking, The Rock's getting out of San Diego. He's going to go out to San Diego. He's a bit hungry. He's going to get something to eat. When The Rock comes to get something to eat tonight in San Diego, should The Rock sit in a booth or should The Rock sit at the bar? Yeah, The Rock loves the bar too. Or should The Rock sit at the head of the table? I love you too, San Diego. And that's what I thought if you smell what The Rock is cooking. So, this is weird to me, but we all know what he's alluding to. He is alluding to challenging Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40. And I hope it does not happen. Actually, no, I want it to happen, but it needs to be non-title. It needs to be non-title. I know that people on the internet have lost their shit. I've heard people say that, you can have Rock and Roman at the Elimination Chamber. If you clowns, if you dumbasses think for a split second that we're going to have Rock and Roman in Perth, Australia, I don't care how big the stadium is. I know the stadium could hold, I think it's 62,000 people. I don't give a damn if it could hold 150,000 people. That match is going to happen on U.S. soil. Common sense. That's not going to happen. We're not going to have Rock and Roman at Elimination Chamber. It's not going to happen. That match will take place at WrestleMania. So I know this is going to step on some people's toes, but it is what it is. Roman is going to have to pull double duty. Night 1, Roman Cody. Night 2, Roman Rock. That's it. CM Punk and Seth Rollins, I'm sorry, unfortunately, they're going to have to do the co-main event slot. It is what it is. It is what it is. CM Punk and Seth Rollins, they can still have their moment, they can still have their match. But, man, Rock and Roman, night 2, Roman and Cody, night 1. It's just that simple. Problem solved. I don't want to hear a peep. Because that's the perfect thing to do. It makes the most sense, if we're being honest. It's perfect. I know people want to bench and moan, but it is what it is, man. You guys have to think about business. This is about business, man. This is about business. And you know Roman's going to respond to this on Friday. This coming Friday. You know he's gonna respond to it. I mean, it's not going to hurt Cody. Cody's still going to finish his story. It's just he's going to have to do it on night 1. And Seth and CM Punk, they can still do their feud or whatever. It'll just be co-main event. It is what it is. Moving on. Next, I wanted to burn my TV. I really did. Natalya and Tegan Nox versus Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, number 1 contenders. Zoe Stark gets the win. Who cares? Moving on from this shit. So there's going to be a WWE 24 preview special live on Peacock on this coming Thursday, featuring CM Punk, Rhea Ripley, Ilya Dragunov, Bianca Belair, and Montez Ford. They're going to be the special guest, and we're also going to hear a special announcement. Well, a major announcement from Triple H. Okay, cool. And then we get a couple matches announced for next week. Nakamura and Cody. And then we also get KC Squared putting their tag titles on the line against Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Main event. Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Seth Rollins wins via a pedigree on the announce table into a stomp for the 1, 2, 3. I kind of wish that McIntyre would have won this one. I really do. I like Rollins, but I would have loved for McIntyre to win. They could do a match at the rematch at the Rumble. Rollins loses, and then Rollins wins it back at the Elimination Chamber. That's what I'm hoping they do at the Rumble. But man, McIntyre losing is not a good look. I don't like that. Look, Rollins is fine, but I'm so sick of these damn long title reigns. I mean, he could still win it back at the Chamber if I was booking it. But this is going to lead to a third and final match at the Royal Rumble. So it is what it is. I don't know what stipulation you could possibly use. Maybe a 2 out of 3 falls match. Maybe a last man standing match. Maybe a steel cage match. Something. I don't know. But we're going to get a third and final match. And hopefully Drew can win that one. But I would love to see... I would love it for Seth Rollins to drop the title for at least... Even if it's just for like a month and a half. Because he can still win it back at, the Elimination Chamber. But I'm hoping that they have a third match, which they will. And I'm hoping that in that third and final match, Drew McIntyre goes over. I mean, seriously. But if he doesn't, then I can see him going to either TNA or AEW. But more than likely TNA. But all in all, day one was okay. The Rock showing up was, to me, a surprise. I didn't look at it on Twitter. I know Twitter, they want to ruin everything. But Rock showing up is fine. Everything else on the show was kind of hit or miss. So this was an okay show for the most part. But Cody Rhodes has got to finish his story. He has to finish his story. Point blank period. The best scenario, the best solution that makes the most logical sense is have Roman be a part of, have Roman pull double duty, night 1 and night 2. Roman Reigns versus Cody, WrestleMania night 1. Roman versus Rock, night 2. Problem solved. But what did you guys think? Like, comment, and subscribe. Hope you guys have a happy new year. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.